Israel is one of the most racist countries in the world. But nobody in the Western country will tell you this. Israel is like Nazi Germany. All they care about is racial supremacy. Believe me, it is happening as we are saying right now. From the beginning of Israel as a country, the whole idea was based on racism. Israel was building as a Jewish state, but the thing is, they don't want to build up this Jewish state in any other part of the world but Palestine. The problem is, they don't want to build this state in Germany, America, or Europe. They will just have to establish this state in the lands of Palestinians. It's a big problem because Palestine already belongs to Palestinians. The slogan of Israel's founders was a land for a people without a land. But deep down, these Jewish losers knew that the only way they would ever have a Jewish majority in Arab lands by only if they expelled Palestinians from their motherland. One of the founders of Israel, Yusuf Wiltz, said, "There is no room for both people in this one country. There is no way but to transfer these Arabs to neighboring countries." Israel was quite literary, founded by expelling and massacring hundreds and thousands of Arabs over the years, a process called Nakba. And when you find a country with racial exclusion, you are going to get a culture that fosters and celebrates racial exclusion. Because countries that commit those atrocities rarely admit to doing this atrocity. And Palestinians who remained in Palestine became a constant reminder of the violence that founded Israel, but the constant looming threat that they might come back and reclaim their land. Every day you will find a lot of videos that come out of Israel that show Israelis calling all Arabs to die, Israelis calling all the Muslims to die. A good Arab is a dead Arab, insulting the Prophet Muhammad, insulting the Islam religion, desecrating mosques and destroying Qurans, spitting on Christians, mocking and celebrating the death of innocent Palestinians, committing violent hate crimes against Palestinian civilians, and watching Gaza being bombed from a cliffside as entertainment. And it doesn't end here. Violence against Palestinians goes on and on. Now let's look at some polls. One poll shows that a third of Israeli teens think that Arabs are less intelligent, uncultured, and violent. It also found that 50% of Israelis wouldn't live in the same building with Arabs, wouldn't be friends with Arabs, wouldn't let their children befriend Arabs, and wouldn't let Arabs into their homes. Another study shows that 60% of Jews want segregation from Arabs. Another study found that most Jews are better than non-Jews because they were born Jews. Another study shows that half of Israelis think that Arabs shouldn't have the right to vote, and almost half of the Jews don't want Arabs to teach their kids. These views are widely held in Israeli society and are also represented in the government. Israel has a law that says if an Israeli marries a Palestinian or an Arab from another Arab state in the region, that person isn't allowed to move in back, said Israeli. This law was passed in 2003, but it has been reissued every single year since. Israel also doesn't allow interreligious marriages, which is to separate Jews from marrying non-Jews. In 2018, Israel passed a law that states that the national self-determination rights in Israel is only and only for Jewish people, and no one else. There is also the Nakba law, which states that it is illegal to acknowledge the expulsion of Palestinians that were needed to Israel. There is also the Admission Committee law, which allows towns to operate panels to deny applications for entry based on socio-cultural compatibility, which permits racist housing discrimination against Palestinians. In the last few years, it has been working on casting itself as the victim of hatred, the victim of terrorism, the victim of anti-Semitism, that they have no choice but to lay siege on Gaza. But underneath this carefully crafted victim complex is a racist Jewish supremacist state that's been trying to finish the job that the Nakba started decades ago. This shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. After all, they are cutting off electricity, water, medicine, food for a population of 2 million now. Their generals talk openly about flattening Gaza, killing all the animals, meaning Palestinians. Their main goal is genocide of the people. It is like Israel has become the neo-Nazi state of the 21st century. They are doing exactly the things that the Nazis have done to them. They are treating people like the Nazi regime. There are thousands of people in various concentration camps in Israel like in Nazi Germany. They are going to push the Gazans into Egypt this time.